everybody, what's up? This is Dragon and welcome to the channel. We are about to do another Fortnite creative tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to create a storm. We're going to be using the basic storm controller, the advanced storm controller, plus the advanced storm beacons. Stay tuned. I do hope this video helps you out. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to drop that like and that sub. That way you don't miss the next one. Alright you guys, let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Let's go. Alright, so I've already placed everything here for you guys. And we're going to first start with the basic storm controller. And I'm going to go over how you can set this device up just to do a simple basic style storm circle. So I'm using this with buttons. When you set it on your island, you won't need to use buttons, but I have this for tutorial purposes only. You'll see what I mean by that once we run the test. So let's focus on what type of settings we need to make for this device. Again, you can find this device when you go to your inventory and you're going to go to devices, and it's right down here. It's right between the advanced storm controller, which we're going to be using in a little bit, and then the advanced storm beacon. So here it is right here, and you're going to place your device just as I have right here. And once you place it, you'll see the boundary. It's usually in purple, and you'll see it automatically there. So let's go ahead and set the settings. All right, let's do it. Now, press square, and you can actually just use basic options for this. So you want it to generate the storm on the game start, yes, but I have it set for no because of tutorial purposes. But when you're making it, make sure you set it for yes on your island. Next up is the initial radius. So the radius determines how wide you want the diameter to be for the circle. This is the initial size of the radius. So that's when it starts. How big do you want it to be? So let's say, for example, if we do 75 meters, look how larger it gets, and so on. The largest is 300 meters. So that's pretty big. You probably have to jump up to see that one. Alright, so let's see. But for this tutorial, I'm going to set it to 5 meters because it's a perfect little circle just for this area here. And you'll see what I mean when we do that test. Next up, the end radius. So the basic controller is saying here, you set your initial radius, and the end radius is where you want it to end up. If you want the circle to fully close, you're going to set it at 0 meters. If you don't want it to close, you're going to set it at whatever your choice. So I have it at 0 meters, so I want the circle to close fully, and then I have damage set to none because this again is a tutorial. But again, it's your choice, and you could do instant elimination all the way up to 75%, your choice. So let's see, these are my settings here for now. Press OK. Again, the basic storm controller is really great for basic battle style maps that do not require multiple zones. So it's a really simple tool. It's one of the easiest to use when you're just getting started with working with storms. Next up, we have the advanced storm controller. Now, the advanced storm controller is very interesting because you can use it alone, or you can use it with the advanced storm beacon. So I'm going to show you guys first how to use it with the advanced storm beacon. As you can see here, the advanced storm controller is really great for a variety of map styles, including battle royale, box fights, or anything you can dream of. It does allow custom zone creations with the use of beacons for multiple zones. First, let me show you how I set up my advanced storm controller. Press square for settings, and for this we are going to have to R1 over to all options. So let's take a look at this, shall we? You want to generate the storm on game start. Yes, I have it set to no because of tutorial, but make sure yours is set to yes. Now this is important, storm phases. You want to be sure to set it to custom, especially when you're using storm beacons. And you can see this at the bottom, because when you set it to custom, all the storm phases from 1 through 50 are all controlled by beacons. So since we are using beacons, this is something you definitely want to select. In addition to that, I want to let you know that let's say you do not want to use beacons. Well, the advanced storm controller does provide you an option to go default, and which the storm will generate automatically just like it would in a normal battle royale game. So let's say you don't want to deal with beacons. You want something that's, you know, a little bit more professional than the basic storm controller, then I would advise you to use the advanced storm controller set to default. You just set it and let it go. There's nothing else you need to do besides just select your phase 1 radius, and that's it. However, we're going to be using beacons, so we're going to go and set it to custom. I'll tell you more about how you can do that later on. Next up is the phase 1 radius. Again, this is your choice. I have it set to 40 meters. That's because this is a tutorial, but again, it goes all the way up to, look at that, 5,000 meters. So that's a pretty big area. Again, depending on what you're building and what your options are, you can choose whatever you like. Delay time we have set to none. On finished behavior, I have stay, but you do have a lot of options. You can destroy the storm in a certain amount of time and reset everything. So let's just set it to stay for now. The bound radius, I have it set to 100 meters. Now this is the area in which the storm will not leave the bounding sphere. So you want to make sure that this is set to the area that you need and that you are working with, okay? Now next up, I do have channel set, but again, you want to set these to no channel, because when you set it on your island, there will be no need for channels unless you're building an island in which the players have to basically trigger this type of movement on the island. So I have it set to channel 2 and channel 4 for destroy. That's because it's coinciding with the buttons. And again, you'll see that once we run the tutorial. Next up is the advanced storm beacon. So as stated before, we have it set to custom. The storm is going to move to each beacon depending on the number of beacons that you have. So you guys can see here, I have 1, 2, and I have 2 like this because this is my last circle, and we'll get to that later, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beacons. So the storm is going to move. Here's beacon 1. Here is beacon 2. Here's beacon 3. Beacon 4. And then the last storm right here is 5. So let's start with beacon 1 so you can see the settings. So this is phase 2. Remember that your controller here, your advanced storm controller, is going to be phase 1 automatically. So you want to set your second beacon to phase 2. So let's see, this one as stated is going to be phase 2 because this is where I want the storm to move after the first phase. So I have end radius at 30 meters because it fits for this tutorial. Again, you can select whatever you like from here on. What's most important also is the movement behavior. You want to make sure you have it set to move to beacon. The other option states move randomly. And that's not going to fit for this tutorial because we want the circles to move to a specific destination. We'll definitely cover another tutorial where it moves randomly, but let's focus on move to beacon for now. Again, everything else is personal choice, so let's press square for OK once you've set everything up the way you like. Now you're going to do your next beacon, and you're going to just go in order. So this one I have phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5, and then the last phase is phase 6. I do want to touch up on each circle. I have it ending at a smaller radius than what it was before. Again, this is personal choice. You can have the circles move to a radius that's exactly the same as the other beacon, or you can have it reduce in size by selecting the next one down as it goes along. So again, it's personal choice on how you want to do it, and just have fun. Alright, so now that I've just shown you how to set your beacons up, whether it's a basic storm controller or an advanced storm controller with the beacon, we're going to run a test, and I'm going to show you guys how it looks. Let's go. Alright, so let's start this test. Alright, so I have these buttons here. I have an activate and a deactivate button. So let's go ahead and start up the storm. So you see with the basic storm controller, whatever radius you set will automatically start up. So when the game starts, you'll see your radius on the map. As time progresses, you'll see the time on the top right hand corner underneath your map, and you'll see a countdown. Once it reaches the end of that countdown, the storm will begin to close up. Let's check that out. Alright, so as the countdown is nearing its end, you'll hear that infamous sound. And there you go, you'll see the storm start to close up. Alright, and before it closes up all the way, let's go ahead and deactivate it. Just like that. Next up, let's test out the advanced storm controller. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Alright, automatically you see the bounding area of the storm and the circle where I need to go to. The storm begins to move automatically to the next beacon, which we have placed over here. Alright, so now you see it forms the next circle. And the beacon is here. And it forms the last circle. is right here. And then it finally closes up during the very last phase. And let's go ahead and deactivate that. Alright, so after you're in your test and everything looks good, then congratulations, you just created a storm circle. And don't forget, you can always visit the How to Create a Storm Circle Info Center, which is right here on the map. The code of the map is posted here on the screen right there. Be sure to check it out. I show you a step-by-step guide, show you what you need. Just go ahead and follow the steps and get yourself started to go ahead and create your own circle. Each side, let's see, this is for Create a Storm Circle Basic, and on the opposite side is how to use the Advanced Storm Controller. So good luck to you guys. I do hope you're able to create some awesome things with this tutorial, and I hope it helped out. Yo, that's gonna do it for this tutorial, and I definitely hope it helped you out. If you're new to the channel, be sure to drop that like and that sub, that way you don't miss the next one. And I'm going to post that playlist for you down below, that way you can keep updated. Other than that, you guys, keep it positive, keep it safe. This is your girl Dragon, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. You guys take care. Bye!